The valedictorian for the class of 2021 is an AP Scholar with distinction, a musical performer, and an entrepreneur. Megan was a member of the National Honor Society, Beta, and Key Club, where she participated in service opportunities around the community. She was also a member of our chamber show choir. Megan owns her own painting business for Bibles, notebooks, and home decor. Megan has a GPA of 9.46 and will be attending the University of Florida, where she plans to major in business and mechanical engineering. Please welcome the class of 2021 valedictorian, Miss Megan Guthrie.
Thank you, Ms. Sabino, for that kind introduction. Friends, family, faculty, administration, and most importantly, the class of 2021. We did it. Thanks to my family, and especially my mom, for helping me through everything these past 4 years. I truly could not have accomplished what I've done without you guys. And thank you to God for the amazing blessings I've been bestowed in order to stand up here on the stage today. So 4 years, filled to the brim with hard work, has led us to this very moment. We have excelled both in and out of the classroom. We've reached new records in sports, won championships, performed on stage, and so much more. These past 4 years together have been nothing short of an adventure. But now it's time to embark on a new, bigger adventure, one that we choose for ourselves. For years, we've all looked forward to this day, thinking this graduation would be the time we finally grow up as we step into adulthood. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about this, and personally, I came to this conclusion. Growing up scares me. The thought of having to leave behind everything I've known my whole life and start brand new, the idea of doing everything all on my own now, it all just seemed absolutely insane. After talking with a few of my friends and fellow graduates, it was easy to see that a lot of us felt the same way too. This led me to the thought, why do we even have to grow up? One of my favorite quotes comes from Walt Disney himself. Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. These wise words from Mr. Disney himself have really encouraged me. I knew that maybe if I was going to grow up and graduate, I didn't have to leave behind a life full of dreaming and imagination that is often associated with childhood. In fact, a lot of things we all learned in our childhood, specifically from Disney movies, are very applicable lessons for each of us as we head into the real world. Here are a few of my favorite messages from my childhood that I will cherish and hold on to as I grow old. In Ratatouille, there is a quote from Chef Gusteau. He says, if you focus on what you left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. It always took me by surprise that a Pixar movie could have such a profound script and leave its viewers with such a meaningful message. If we as graduates decide it's to only look back at the past for fear of what is coming in the times ahead, we will never truly appreciate the bright future ahead of us. And this future is going to be full of changes. Hannah Montana said, I know changing can be scary, but it's a part of growing up. It's how we find out who we are and who we're going to be. As a kid, I never really understood what she meant, but now it's understandable in regards to the circumstances. Once we all walk across this stage, receive our diplomas, and head our different directions, there will be a lot of change in store for each of us. And though that might seem scary, it is also extremely exciting. With all of these oncoming changes, we will be started on a journey to find out who we are as a person. We will get to decide for ourselves where we go in life. But as we move on in the future and start learning how to live life on our own, we're bound to mess up a few times here and there. Instead of giving down on ourselves, we should listen to Hannah and remember that nobody's perfect and everybody makes mistakes. Life is hard, and we need to remember that no matter what happens, we need to be like Dory and just keep swimming. Going through this next phase will require each of us to be strong and push through any difficult times we may face. But overall, I think the most important message that Disney has left us with is to dream big and to aim for a life of adventure. We grew up learning that a dream is a wish your heart makes, along with Cinderella. We would sing along with Troy and Gabriella in High School Musical, proclaiming to the world that there is not a star in heaven that we can't reach, as they decided it was best not to stick to the status quo. We watched as Belle was bold and dreamt of adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere. We followed Carl and Russell to Paradise Falls in a floating house because adventure is out there. As a result of these stories and so many more, I have personally grown into the dreamer that I am today. And I really hope that you all can say the same. As we all go on to this next chapter of our lives, I pray that we will all dream big as the world is wide, and even beyond them, because each of us is capable of anything we put our heart and mind to. Let us always think back on these movies and be inspired to live a life full of imagination and courage. Let us never give up on pursuing our dreams, and remember, there are no limits, that anything is possible. And so now, like Buzz Lightyear says, to infinity and beyond, class of 2021.